Oh, the fall of Mockingbird.
Here we go.
A member of New Eridu's notorious Phantom Thief syndicate, Mockingbird, is actually from a Topps family.
Okay.
And Hartman of the Ravenlock family is suspected to have murdered him for personal.
Continuation to no, ano?
Mockingbird fans swarm New Eridu.
Yan, to.
And the
Yung kwento
Ravenlock
nila,
family's
Lycan.
reputation has taken a serious hit. All it takes is an insignificant deal for the villain to become a hero. This time, I win.
Siya yung ano.
Dear partner,
Mukhang siya yung villain ngayon.
certainly you'll praise me. Right.
But Mr. Hugo is nowhere to be found. So, in order to learn more about what all went down, I've invited the two who are closest
Kaya pala,
to Mr. Hugo,
hindi si Hugo yun nandito.
Mr. Lycon and Miss Vivian. Come and say hello to the proxies.
Hello, Master Proxies. I shall do my very best to ensure your satisfaction with this program.
Ano kaya nangyari sa kanya?
I'm Vivian.
Well, let's get straight to it. The Zenless Zone Zero version 1.7 special program starts now.
Yo, let's go.
People live only to bring more suffering into this world. Sometimes
Sino to?
Murder is what brings
Vivian tsaka si ano?
justice
Hugo.
back into this world. Heads represents lies and tails death. Yet the result has long been decided. Will you walk in the light or choose a darker path? Now, let's stir the pot.
Hugo.
Heads for flowers
Oh,
that
bilis
bloom
oh.
in the abyss.
Asan na?
Tails for the dawn that sets the world alight. Let order and madness dance.
Crazy ano yan. Ultimate yan. Crazy face.
I've seen that
Oh,
black
Vivian.
cat on 6th Street. That harmonica on the outer ring you mentioned.
Dito, curious ako dito
I've
kayo,
heard
no?
it before too.
Si Vivian.
It was me.
Waifu to waifu.
And now I've finally made it to your side.
Oh, ito parang rapier na ano? Umbrella. Oh, lumulutang siya. Ooh, plunge. Ako siya no? Parang may bulaklak. Ha? Kita na niya. Oh! Ah,
Out of my sight.
interesting.
Admit it, Hugo. You don't care about anyone else. The only thing you care about is your revenge. How
Oh,
does that
sino yun?
different from your father?
Oh! Ooh! Ah, lakas ang shield niya. Yung ano niya, umbrella.
Ethan. I'm sorry.
Hmm? Wait, what happened?
To bring you misfortune.
Ah! Hmm? Bury your tears with the past. Ha. Okay. Mockingbird story ngayon. Continuation actually.
So much information. Seems Mockingbird's fall is just a facade with plenty of mysteries behind it.
Indeed. The missing sacrifice core.
Ito.
The Exalta's secret scheme. All of this will be revealed in the new
Oh.
version.
Can't wait.
As they share the same goal, the mayor will invite Phaethon and Mockingbird to cooperate on resolving
May
the
kita na kaya natin yung mayor dito.
sacrifice together.
Yep.
Sacrifice.
In the
Oh,
main story this time,
Oh, si ano?
proxies will head deep
Yung
into
kalaban
enemy
natin.
territory with Miss Vivian to gather intel.
siya na ako ng core eh.
Wow, a secret mission with Lord Phaethon.
Sneak mission.
Just thinking about it makes me so happy.
I hear that in this mission, you'll also encounter several of Miss Vivian's old acquaintances.
Oh,
Yes, people I've crossed paths with previously. With this reunion, it's naturally an emotional affair. I'll also tell Lord Phaethon more about my
Ang cute.
past and troubles in the new main story. You'll hear me out, won't you?
Could you indulge my urge to gossip and tell me, how exactly did you become a fan of Phaethon, Miss Vivian?
Oo nga.
I'm a fan of them too.
gusto ko malaman yung story dun.
That's
Ah.
a secret between Lord Phaethon and I won't tell anyone else.
Returning to the matter at hand, we'll be facing sacrifices in this mission, so it won't be without danger. Thus, the mayor has asked another friend
Oh, sino to?
to lend her aid.
What?
Just one?
Ah!
Do not
Si
doubt
ano?
her strength, as she
Yung
is a Void
sa teaser.
Hunter rank special investigator.
Ng season 2.
Woo! Looks
Oh,
like
angas niya.
the big guns are being brought in.
Yeah,
Though,
big
I think
guns.
there's another missing gentleman who everyone is itching to see again. You know who I'm talking about, right? Mr. Lycon?
Hugo? Ah.
Hugo.
I don't believe such a great phantom thief would fall
Yeah,
so easy.
ano nangyari sa
Come
kanya?
on, tell us what he's up to.
Ano, nahulog
He
ba siya sa
has
ano?
to deal with some issues only he can resolve. As for the specifics,
Oh.
my apologies, but I promised him I would not
Ah.
divulge anything. Miss Vivian, as you're heading
Oh,
out
ito yung
on this
tugtog niya, ano?
mission with
Hugo.
Master Proxy,
Boss
I'm
battle
certain
music
you're
niya.
prepared for combat.
Ganda din tong music niya, no?
I wouldn't offer to protect Lord Phaethon without sufficient combat practice.
Either anomaly.
If that's the case, let's
Gano'n
get
kayo kalakas
straight
to?
into our agent intros. First up is Miss Vivian,
Miss Vivian.
an S-rank ether anomaly agent.
Gusto ko siyang
In
kunin,
combat,
kaso
Vivian uses
naubos
her
yung ano ko.
parasol and sword to attack
Pang pull kaya, no?
After
I-trigger.
repeatedly attacking enemies, Vivian enters the noblewoman state.
Oh,
and by pressing
lumilipad.
basic attack again, Vivian will perform a forward thrust and
Nagugulo yung
restore
ano niyo,
flight
umbrella niya.
feathers. After that
Parang
skill,
siya, no?
Vivian enters the fluttering frost.
Para sa Astra, oh.
With enough energy,
Go over.
Vivian can use her EX special attack to launch a powerful attack, dealing massive
Oh.
damage and recovering
Pang-plunge.
flight feathers. After the skill, entering the fluttering frost state.
Ayos to.
Don't underestimate my parasol.
Ano siya, deep,
Not
may,
only
ano,
is it
on-field
perfect
DPS siya?
weapon against enemies on the battlefield, it also helps me maintain my balance.
Right. While in the fluttering frost state, Vivian attacks enemies from the air, consuming flight feathers and giving herself guard feathers.
Miss Vivian,
Gusto ko sana siya, kaso may G1 na ako pang ano eh. Anomaly, ano eh. Ay, ano, either DPS eh.
Sense of teamwork either.
Of course.
Pero we'll
when
see.
any squad
Gusto ko
mate
siyang kunin dahil
gets
waifu.
her EX special attack, Vivian consumes guard feathers and launches a feather bloom attack.
Okay.
This effect can activate when Vivian is off field. When Vivian's feather bloom hits any enemy under an anomaly, it will resolve an extra instance of anomaly damage and inflict Vivian's prophecy. In that state, the enemy will take ether damage over time, and that damage can trigger an attribute anomaly. In addition, if there are other anomaly
Ayos
or
ah.
ether characters in the squad, and a squad mate triggers an attribute anomaly, Vivian will consume guard feathers to
So,
launch
anomaly,
feather
ano siya?
bloom against the target.
Anomaly
This will
DPS.
also increase the corruption damage and disorder damage
Ooh.
from corruption for the whole team.
Damn.
Miss Vivian is, as expected, exceptional in combat and
Oh,
lives
ito
up
yung
to
intro
the
niya.
Mockingbird name.
In combat, bring in Vivian first, unleash her EX special attack to accumulate flight feathers, then, with enough decibels, unleash her ultimate, and Vivian will
ganda ng
perform a
ultimate niya.
finisher in an area centered around the enemy, recovering a large amount of flight feathers. Then, attack the enemy in the fluttering frost state to gain guard feathers. You can now switch to another character and use an EX special attack with Vivian's feather bloom attacks as support from off-field, triggering the additional effect on enemies with attribute anomaly.
Lord Phaethon, please trust
So, pwede
in
siyang
me.
on-field at outfield.
I'll protect you.
Now it's time to introduce the
Okay,
other
so Hugo.
member of Mockingbird, the S-rank Ice Attack Agent,
Ah, Ice Attack.
Hugo. As Hugo's once closest partner and now arch nemesis, do you have any intel to share, Mr. Lycon?
He may look harmless, but don't underestimate him. His briefcase is inconspicuous, yet it can transform into a deadly weapon in the blink of an eye.
Di ko napansin na may
It's
puti-puting
true.
ano eh, buhok niya.
After Hugo uses certain attacks, he can throw his scythe to slash enemies and follow up with a ranged attack. The ranged attack can also be charged for a more powerful shot.
Oh.
Well, as phantom thieves, we thrive on the element of surprise. Who would expect such an attack from a briefcase?
In addition, with enough energy, launch an EX special attack and Hugo will
Dalawa lang kaya
throw
sila
his
dito?
scythe, then
Sa
perform a
Mockingbird?
powerful
Kung madadagdagan
upwards
sila?
attack, dealing massive damage.
He will use this sharp scythe to cut down and punish
Scythe.
all
So
evil.
parang Helen.
That's right.
Ice
When his
attacker
EX
na
special
scythe
attack
user.
or ultimate is the stunned enemy, they trigger Totalize, which
Totalize?
increases Hugo's attack
Ah.
damage based on the remaining stun duration. After Totalize is triggered, that enemy immediately recovers from stun and accumulates a certain amount of days. In addition, if there are stun or support characters in the squad, Hugo's chain attack damage increases, and
Chain.
so does the buff from Totalize.
Not only did Hugo teach me high society etiquette, but also many combat skills.
Now let's check out some combat footage. After entering combat, use another agent to stun the enemy, then switch Hugo in to unleash his EX special attack and activate Totalize.
Angas.
With enough decibels, launch an ultimate, and Hugo will throw his scythe
Ooh.
to attack enemies, then catch it and perform a sweeping slash in a large area, which
So parang
also
alien nga siya,
triggers
no?
Totalize against the stunned enemies.
Yung attack
Though
niya,
we've been
yung
apart
hinahagis
for
din yung
quite
side.
some time, I have to admit, Hugo is still a most reliable ally on the battlefield. Over the years, he has only honed his skills further.
Apart from the elegant Miss Vivian and handsome Mr. Hugo, isn't there another member of Mockingbird we should introduce to the
Sino?
proxies?
Yung ano? Bangbu? Ah, yung Bangbu.
Please welcome our
Sister?
phantom thief, Bangbu
Ah, Robin.
Once S-Rank Bamboo Robin enters battle, it'll use a magic gun to fire random
Oh,
playing cards at
may grappling
enemies.
hook pa.
There are 3 different kinds of cards, each with different effects. It's worth noting that when there is at least 1 Mockingbird agent in the squad, Robin
One.
will fire set cards based on the
So, ano first time yata siya, no? Usually 2 eh. 2 yung kailangan.
A phantom on the battlefield providing support when needed. A very adept Bamboo, on par with Butler.
Apart from Robin, I think we
Sito?
also have another Bangbu.
A rank Bangbu?
Right. That would be our version 1.7
Overtime
new
Boo?
A-Rank Bamboo, Overtime Boo.
Ayos ha, panatak na to.
After entering combat, Overtime Boo starts working on the computer at his work desk. As his workload increases, Overtime Boo becomes red with rage,
Ooh.
eventually pushing his work desk forward,
Nagis yung ano,
charging at
computer.
enemies. Let's get back on track.
Oh.
After seeing our new agents and Bangbu,
Tugtog sa ano to,
you're probably super
Oh,
eager
signal
to see
search.
our signal search details, right?
Okay, sinong rerun natin?
Lord Phaethon too.
Ta-da! Here comes
Oh,
our
Vivian, let's
signal
go.
search. In the first half
Gaano
of
kaya kalakas ng
1.7,
Vivian?
proxies can obtain limited S-rank agent Vivian and S-rank W engine Flight of Fancy from the
So, siyang kunin?
exclusive channel soar into the
Dahil lang
General
huwag po siya.
Knight and W engine channel. In addition, version 1.7 will
Oh,
also have
Jindo.
reruns of previous agents and W engines.
Sino-
In the
saan
first
niya? May
half's
Jindo na ako eh.
corresponding channels, you can obtain S-rank agent Jane Doe and W engine Sharpened Stinger. In the second half, proxies have the chance
Lighter.
to get S-rank agent Lighter and
So, di mo na
W
siya lighter.
engine Blazing Laurel.
Oh no,
Indeed.
second page siya, okay.
Along with, meanwhile, the other A-rank Bamboo Overtime
Oh,
Boo
free.
can be obtained for free via completing event missions. Don't miss out.
Yun sa ulo niya, ano ba yun? Parang pillow na, ano? Neck
1.7
pillow.
will, as usual,
Oh, ang ganda na kay Vivian. Buwan. Ang asukan nyo. Kay Hugo kaya? Same kaya sila, background? Ah, same, okay. Oh,
So, finally, thank you all for
Oh,
watching the
bilis ngayon,
Zenless Zone Zero version 1.7 special program. The all-new version, Bury Your Tears with the Past, will be here on April 23rd. Remember to check it out.
I look forward to seeing you again, Master Proxy.
Please wait for me, Lord Phaethon.
okay. So, yun yung, ano, special program ng version 1.7. Ha, interesting. Gusto ko yung, ano, yung cute, ano, interaction ni Vivian with, ano, Python. Can't wait to see that.